To another inspiring interview on Leading Ladies TV. I am delighted today to have as my guest Bola Oke. Hello, Bola.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. I'm delighted to have you on the show, and I can't wait to share this story with the audience, because this really is truly a go for your dreams, anything is possible story. So all I do on Leading Ladies TV is say, over to you, Bola, and share your story.
Thank you, and thanks for inviting me. So I'd probably go back about a year, and I've been working for a corporate company for about 13 years, and don't know whether it was one day that I woke up, but possibly over some time I decided I wanted to change, and I wasn't too sure exactly what that change was, and speaking with a mentor of mine that advised me to do the 2-page exercise, so something I'd never been introduced to before, but it was simply a case of taking one sheet of A4 and on that blank piece of paper writing down jobs that I'd like to do, or companies I might want to work for, and it's not something you could complete overnight, but I spent some time really just writing down something that I'd like to do different to what I was doing now. On the second piece of paper, this was more for writing down what I would consider to be my dreams. So absolute, out the box, if I could be and do anything in the world, what would it be? And again, this was definitely not something that I completed overnight. It took me a couple of weeks, and it was a case of writing down things and scribbling them out. And one of the overriding jobs on there was to be a Hollywood actress.
And
many people would laugh, and many of my friends did. But actually, there was a purpose, I think, to this, and it was a case of me thinking bigger and wider than what I'd ever thought. And having this page with the jobs I could do, having this page with the jobs, my dreams, it was a case then for me to bridge the gap between my dreams and reality. And it kind of went from there. So I kind of wrote my journey backwards. So if the end goal was to be a Hollywood actress, what would I need to do to get there? And I started to apply for jobs as an extra. So I registered with an agency online, applied for a couple of jobs. I actually featured as an extra in a trailer for an American drama series, so that's not yet been released. I did some...
Bola, you hadn't done any acting?
No, nothing at all.
This. I love this.
Nothing at all. And I think in doing that exercise, I think for me, I realised the only person that was standing in the way of me and my achievements, I think, was me and my mindset. And again, like I said, it didn't happen overnight. This was a couple of weeks, and I think particularly in this industry, you have to have thick skin, because you'd apply for a certain amount of things and you'd actually hear nothing back. But I was fortunate to like I said, get to experience days on set, and I wasn't the main actress. We probably didn't get fed and we didn't get paid in a lot of them. But you know what? Just being there, I absolutely loved it. So we did a couple of things for over a couple of months, and then I saw one role advertised. So it was a role as a mother in a film, a mother to a young child whose partner had been murdered. So I thought, you know what, I'll apply for it. So applied for it, didn't expect to hear anything back, and a few days later, I got an email with the script and an invitation to audition. So absolutely fine. I learnt my script in a couple of days. I wasn't nervous. I just really wanted to do it. So the day of the audition arrived, excuse me, and I was fine. I arrived at the theatre because it was an audition in a theatre, and it was that second there that it dawned on me what I was doing. And I had that realisation that I'm not an actress. And I've just pulled up outside a theatre to go and audition for a part that a lot of other people are auditioning for. And it was then that the nerves and everything else kicked in, and I kind of froze. I froze and thought, okay, so every part of me kind of wants to do it, but every part of me is thinking, this is insane, this is crazy. And I kept walking, and as I got into the theatre, I kind of thought, right, okay, kind of looked left, looked right, and thought, if I run now, knowing my luck, I'll probably fall flat on my face and make an even bigger scene. So I kept walking, went into the room. There was a panel of 3 people there. There was a camera right in front of me. There was an actor there to my left, and they said, right, welcome to your audition. You're good to go. And again, I just froze. And they waited. They were lovely. They were really patient. They waited for me. And that inner voice came from somewhere. I don't know where. And it just said, you know what? Just give it your all. No matter what happens, you've given it a go. This could just be a practice for you. You've experienced it. You get one chance. Just go for it. And I did. I just gave it what I had. And I think, you know, them situations where you're nervous about something and you remember approaching that situation, you remember leaving that situation, you don't remember what happened in between. That was exactly what it was like for me. I walked away going, what just happened there? What just happened? And as I had chance to go through the scene a couple of times, and my third attempt, you know, they clapped for me, and I thought, oh, how lovely and how sympathetic. They obviously know. But yeah, I walked away thinking, do you know what will be, will be. And they told me they'd be in touch by the Friday, and my audition was on the Tuesday. And I got a phone call on the Thursday to tell me that I got the part.
Oh my God!
I was just, every part of me wanted to scream, laugh, cry, do cartwheels, phone my mum, phone my friends, phone my dad. And I was just so elated. So elated. Excuse me 1 second.
Oh, this is just such a fabulous story. I love it.
Yes, so it went from there. So when I was on the phone call with the casting producer, she asked me where I'd trained, and that was the bit where I thought, oh my God, I'm a fraud. No, I'm going to be a fraud. And I had to be honest, because I hadn't trained anywhere. I'd trained in my living room with my friends, going through the scripts. And I told her that this was a dream, and I was just trying to live out my dream. And she was surprised. She was shocked. She told me I was going to be working with some trained actors and actresses. So I was really looking forward, and it went from there, really. I received my full script. The rehearsal started 3 weeks from there. And it wasn't plain sailing, I have to admit. It was really nerve-wracking. My first rehearsal, we were all sat in a circle, and we had to just act out our parts. And again, a lot of these were, you know, drama school trained, and they just went for it. And again, for me, it was something that was a dream, but also inside, you know, I can't describe to you how I felt, but I had to push through it. And, you know, the part that I play it's a really emotional part. So not only do I have to learn the script, most of my scenes involved me crying. So that was something else I had to master. Because contrary to common belief, I'm not so much of a drama queen. And I had to cry, and I'm not somebody that cries when I'm upset. I'm one that cries when I'm happy and something great happens. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm really crying hearing about your success. I've got tears at this. It's just brilliant.
Bless you, thank you. But it was a journey. It really was. And I think one of the key things for me was just the support network in terms of the other actors. And, you know, I was open and honest with them that this was completely new to me, and I was finding it daunting. And they'd pick up the phone to me after rehearsals, tell me how I'd done, and they'd offer to go through my scenes with me outside of the set rehearsal dates. And, I actually felt like part of a community, part of a new family. And I regularly ring them and say, how are you, my acting family, and
Oh,
even though I've finished filming the scenes, we still keep in touch. So it's been a fantastic journey. We finished filming the scenes for this short film in October. So we're currently going through the editing and ready, hopefully, for a screening by the end of May. So I can't wait to see what I've
wow.
done. Yeah.
Wow. This is just fabulous. Now I have questions. I've got
Yes.
questions. So this was a year ago. When was this?
Yeah. So this, in fact, it was April last year. It started. Yes, April last year.
That you wrote down your dream,
Yes.
Hollywood,
Yeah.
Hollywood actress.
Yes.
And now you're already appearing in a film.
Yes. In fact, two. I've done the second one since then as well. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's fabulous. And you say, the one thing that I'm really just keen to talk on for a second is that fear, because I do this. I mean, I go out and I do speaking engagements and things like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I end up in situations where I think, what am I doing? And there's this fear inside, and you just have to kind of carry on with it.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt? That sort of, oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, if anything, I suppose, whenever we come up against anything new, there's always that fear that you're not good enough, or even if you tell yourself that, there's something that comes in and makes you think, well, they're going to spot that I'm not who I need to be. And I think for me, it was a case of suppressing that. That voice right there was not being productive as to what I wanted to do. And the more I suppressed that voice, the louder the other voice came that said, just go and do it, Don't expect anything of yourself other than just to go and try it. And if it doesn't work, do you know what? What have you lost? Nothing. And I think that's what I have to do. And even now when I go for auditions, and I have to juggle them with my full-time job. And if it's been a while since I've been for an audition, it all comes back again. And I kind of have to remind myself, do you know what? That's fine. It's good to be cautious. Nerves are great because it shows you're passionate, but that voice has to be quiet whilst the other voice speaks.
I love it. You've just dared to do the seemingly everything impossible. Anybody else would go, oh, I'd love to be a Hollywood actress.
Yeah.
But that'll never happen. And you're making it happen. You're making life happen. I love this.
Yeah, you've got to. I think I also do the whole thing now of, when I watch TV, I learn from actresses and actors on TV. When I catch up on the Emmerdale, I watch them and think, right, that's how they do it. That's how they prepare. And I think if there's something you want to do, you've just got to go out there and give it a shot. Give it your best shot. Yeah.
This is a little... you don't have to answer. You're a leading lady.
Okay.
What age were you when you made that decision that you wanted to become an actress?
So 32. So that's part. Wow. That was part of it. Yeah, 32. Because again, I'd worked for a corporate company for 13 years. I joined them when I was 19, and it wasn't my intention to stay that long. And I know a lot of us do the same thing. I was planning to be there 6 months. Go to uni, and 13 years, I had 13 fantastic years. There was not one thing I would regret. Had a fantastic career, and I got opportunities to travel the world with the company, as well as travel across the UK. But I thought, at 32, if, time's ticking, it runs away with you. If today was my last day, what would I want to spend it doing? And I thought, you know what? Because of that, I'm going to make the changes.
Well done.
Who's to say, and I look at great actors, actresses in Hollywood, and who's to say that I'm not entitled to experience life as they have? Nobody. So I'm chasing it.
Oh my goodness. You've absolutely inspired me this morning. You really have. I've got it in here now. I'm thinking, dream bigger, Amanda. Dream bigger. So thank you for this interview. But Bola, before we go, what would be your key message for anybody who has a dream? If
you have a dream, you have the opportunity to make that dream a reality. just go for it. The only person that will stop you is yourself.
Oh, thank you so much. To all the viewers, we have just heard the most inspiring interview with Bola. And so just thank you, and we hope to hear from you again in the future, and good luck with all your plans.
Thank you so much, and thanks for your time. It's been great to share. Thank you.